Is everyone ready to go?
I believe so.
Ready?
All right.
Yeah.
This is
fine.
technically the one-shot revolver thing, so I should do the whole intro that normally Damien does, because Damien's sick. So I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation and the Noongar people, the traditional custodians of the lands on which we meet today, and pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. And on that note, just as a little aside, I went to the Heilung concert a couple of weeks ago, and they had the most fantastic welcome to country that I've ever heard. It was actually really moving, and it sounded a lot nicer than that sort of formulaic thing that we just say. And they said they pay respects to all our old folks, past and present, and the people who came before us and who made the world what it is that we come to now. And I actually like that a lot better. I know it's not the official words, but it was from one of the Noongar people, so it's semi-official. And
I
just add that as well.
It does sound a lot less robotic.
Yeah, and he had this whole spiel about how everyone who's gone before us has changed the world a little bit, and the world that we live in now is as a result of everything that's come before us. And it really spoke to me. So there you go, sharing it with you.
It's nice.
So, that said, we're going to play a little one-shot. We're using D&D 3.5, which, as we have all discovered to our shock, horror, and pain as we've created characters, and I say we because I've been helping with the characters as well, over the last few days, has some significant differences from Pathfinder. And the differences between 3rd edition and 3.5 are also quite significant, and the skills are a big part of it. So we're going to get stuff wrong. Anyone who's listening, just go with it.
Yeah, don't add us.
It's been a hot minute since any of us have used this system.
Leave a note in the comments.
Or, don't say that.
They do. They do.
They will anyway. It's like, what the is going on here?
I'm 13 beginning of next year, and I think the last time I played this when he was a baby. So it's been like 12 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be about that long.
I had a quick stint in it forever ago, and then we very switchly quicked over to Pathfinder. So I know next to nothing about the system.
Well, this is the point of the one-shot revolver. We get to look at systems that either are new or old or just don't get played a lot. So
yeah, it's great.
I would like to start by having you guys introduce your characters as they are now, before I introduce you to the scenario and where you are. So, who wants to begin?
Oh my god, that is the most ominous start I've ever heard to anything.
Isn't it? It's great.
We've been told we shouldn't be too attached to our belongings, so,
So, I'll start. So my character's name is Lyricus Snark. They are, with that name, a human bard. They're a comedian specialist, and basically all they have really is their entertainer's outfit. They've learned enough not to make fun of the person that is hiring them, but they still wear leather armor underneath just in case, and an hourglass so they know when their 5 minutes is up. And aside from that, they have a dagger and a rapier just in case, but they're really bad at it because not very quick on the movement. And that's Lyricus.
Nice to meet you, Lyricus.
I'll jump in next. My name's Lockie, for those who haven't figured that out, and I will be playing the sorcerer Kailu. He's had a recent name change to Kailu, but we'll work with it. He's a reasonably young boy. I think we said he was about 18. He's just come out of school, and he was sent away to wizard school with showing basic talent as a child. However, it all seems to be within his blood, so he's been useless at schooling. And now he's set him to make himself out in the grand world of the outside.
Ignore me. Evil chuckles mean nothing.
I'll be playing Dorian Dawnlord. Those friends call him Pious. pious by name and pious by nature. He's a 40-something human male, fairly well-to-do from winning lots of tournaments, likes to sleep in the afternoon. Recently had a vision. He's a cleric of Athena. Recently had a dream while he was napping in the afternoon. He's convinced it was a vision from Athena. This has left his slightly comfortable lifestyle that is out in the world searching for a spear that appeared to him in a vision. But yeah, that's that guy. He's got a marble statuette of Athena, which is possibly one of his most prized possessions.
Gorgeous.
And last but not least,
I'm playing Kazriel, but she gets called Kaz, and she is a flighty, almost hippie, but not quite, because she beats anyone who messes with nature up with her stick. Druid, who just doesn't really want to hang out with her family anymore. Just wanders around doing things because she's a bit bored.
Is she human?
Yep.
Nice.
which brings us to the scenario. Very nicely, in fact. Once upon a time, there was a kind and wise and beautiful witch who lived in the forest with her familiars, and her life was peaceful and happy until today. Until a horrible, evil witch hunter broke into her house, dragged her out, and fucking murdered her, and now she's dead. Wait. That's not quite right. You're all a bit confused still about what happened here. But if you get revenge and kill the witch hunter and bring his eyes to your witch's corpse within a week, she'll come back to life. You know it, somehow. Or you've heard it from someone, maybe. And even if it doesn't work, at least he's dead. You are a cute woodland animal. You're each a different type of cute woodland animal. Familiar. But you weren't always a cute woodland animal, were you? I'm going to post back to you versions of your character sheets
Oh, God.
that are no longer human.
I love it.
All right. Well, let me just delete this character I spent time making.
Oh no, you get to keep most of the character,
Oh, good.
but you're not human anymore. So, Kailu, let's give you yours first.
Okay.
You are a very large spider.
Oh, good. Talk about handsy, am I right?
I know, right?
What a
Dorian.
tangled web we weave. Yes. Yeah.
You are an owl.
That's appropriate.
Who?
Lyricus.
Swinging arm.
Lyricus, you are a rabbit.
There's a joke about a bard being a rabbit in there somewhere, and it's very shallow, and I'm too classy to make it.
Much too classy. And I did roll these randomly. There is a choice of 12 animals, so it wasn't an intentional joke.
Really? That's great.
And Kaz, you are a magpie. So we've got here 2 birds, a mammal and an arachnid. Plus, we still have a weasel, you're familiar,
Oh, good.
and a wolverine, your animal companion. You cannot talk to the wolverine or the weasel. I mean, you can try. You can talk to them just as much as you could when you were human, and they can understand you more or less as much as they could when you were human. You can, however, talk to each other. The magpie, as you will see on your character sheet, hopefully if I put that bit in, can speak human languages. You each have special abilities from being an animal. You don't just lose shit, but your strength score goes down. Everyone take just a moment to have a look at their new character sheet and get familiar with the differences from the character sheet that they spent all that time making.
Oh, God.
I'm so pleased with yourself. It's disgusting.
I know. It's great, isn't it?
All right. Okay.
Where should I be seeing my character sheet?
Yeah, I don't see mine.
It's just in the side
In the
chat
chat?
menu. Chat within this talk, within this video call.
Ah, there he is. Okay.
Let me just make sure that that magpie did save properly, because
It doesn't have any extra languagey things on it.
Yeah, I forgot to put that in, and now it's stopping me from saving a copy with it. But you can speak human languages. Just take it from me. I'm the GM.
All human languages.
I'm
Any human
assuming
language
that
you could already speak.
as a spider, I'm going to struggle to carry 50 foot of hemp rope.
You are.
But you
Now-
are 50 foot of rope.
I'm upgraded to silk.
You're each a tiny creature, which means like you're a very large spider, and you're actually slightly larger than average for your species for both a magpie and an owl. You will have trouble carrying most of your gear. If there's something that you particularly want to carry, you can tell me how you're going to carry it and you can keep it. You can't use human weapons. I mean, the birds could maybe grab a dagger in their claws and try, but you're going to have some trouble. But you do each have a natural weapon, either a bite or a claw attack.
Great. Yeah, good. All right, well, I think the only thing I have to bring is my sling. It makes perfect sense.
And if you would like, I can give you the reason why you're with the witch in the first place. If each of you wants to roll me a d6, I'll give you your randomly
please.
selected how you got here.
Let's give it a go.
5. So which of you is that?
That was
That's
Nathan.
me, Nathan. / Dorian.
All right.
Random 5.
So
Double.
Dorian, you actually spent part of your childhood being raised by the witch. You had moved away, obviously, but you came back to visit and she didn't want you to leave again. So she turned you into a familiar.
I'll throw my 4 in there.
Okay, so with a 4, Kailu, you offended the witch horribly. You were just walking and not doing anything, and you managed to offend her really badly. You're paying for the transgression.
Oh, good. Sounds about right.
Apparently, we both did that because I also got a 4.
She was easily offended. And
It's a nightmare.
and Kaz?
Also got a 5.
Oh, this witch was both easily offended and liked raising children.
I hit 18 and straight away she was offended.
Yeah, this is starting to become a darker story than it's supposed to be.
I didn't make the rules. The dice told this story.
It's very much what's we call it, Hansel and Gretel at that point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah,
Hit 18, you're big enough to eat.
Or less delicious.
Yeah. So, in any case, you're all cute woodland animals now, and without the witch, or a witch at least, your chances of turning back are low to 0. You can talk to each other. You can try talking to other animals and they may or may not understand you. Humans won't understand you unless you have the ability to speak human languages, which the magpie does and the rest of you do not. Also remember, most tasks that are normal for humans, like opening doors, are really difficult for animals unless they're broken down into small steps. You don't have opposable thumbs. So opening doors is tricky. Other things, much easier. You know, hiding under a bush when you're human, bit difficult. When you're a rabbit, much easier.
Beautiful. I feel like Charlotte from Charlotte's Web. My only mode of communication is just drawing words across my web. Good. So where do we find ourselves? Just in the witch's hut?
You are in the witch's house. It has all the supplies that the witch normally had in the house.
Huge amounts of candy.
There's some candy. There's a lot of various foodstuffs, herbs and things hanging up. There's some sausages hanging from the ceiling, which you don't believe were made from children, but who knows? Spell components, there's some yarn. There are satchels and saddlebags for each of you, in case your witch needed you to carry something. So you can slide your way into whatever satchel or saddlebag is suited for your particular physiology. So you can carry some very small things.
I'll
For
search around for a
example-
pearl of power.
The cleric may want to find a his holy symbol.
Yes, I suppose I would.
Probably did end up in a pile of goods somewhere in here.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna flutter around the cabin, searching for my marble statuette of Athena.
And is your marble statuette your holy symbol? Your divine focus that you use for spellcasting?
Yes, that was the plan.
All right. You can carry it. I'm going to assume it's quite a small marble statue in that case, that you can kind of brandish in one hand when you're human.
It's life size. This is the perch on his shoulder.
It's like a girlfriend pillow. Like split.
So, up until the moment that the evil witch hunter killed your lovely, kind, beautiful witch, and you're still a little confused about all of this, you didn't remember being human. Now that she's dead, the memories are slowly returning to you, which is why you're feeling a bit confused, because you've got the memories of being a cute woodland animal familiar, and also the memories of being a human who's been unwillingly transformed into a cute woodland animal familiar. You do know where most things are in this house, because cute woodland animal familiars are allowed to go and fetch things, and sometimes even get themselves treats if they've been very good. The front door is currently wide open, and you can see your witch's corpse in the front yard, except for her head, which the witch hunter has taken with him. He's just kind of sawed it off. It's like this bleeding corpse. It's horrible. What would you like to do?
Oh, Jiminy, what happened to Magritte? I'll try and stand up on two of my hind legs and then forget that I'm a spider for a moment. Oh, fuck! Oh, shit! Oh, God! Jiminy! And then he'll get his footing back in. Oh, all right. Looks around, sees the fellow familiars. Is everyone all right? Pius, Kaz, Lyricus.
I'd be better if I were human, but I'm stuck in this ridiculous form.
Yes, that seems right. I too was human. He just, try and pushes himself back up onto these two back legs, balancing himself with these other ones, like, oh, yeah. And I'm remembering I've been trapped here. Oh God, Lyricus, what did they do to us? Lyricus! Looks around for Lyricus the rabbit.
There is a steady stream of cursing from where Lyricus is.
Calm down that vicious mockery. It won't help you here.
That does not stop. So, as I'm trying I'm trying to walk, but of course rabbits don't walk; they hop.
You do all still remember how to move in your animal forms. You're not uncoordinated because you have suddenly remembered being human. You can be uncoordinated if you want, but you don't have to.
I'm just more worried about what type of animal I'm attracted to now, because both feel problematic at the moment as a bar.
Magpie, I just start laughing at all of them because obviously we know how to move.
So,
but they're all messing around. They don't. So I'm just cackling at them.
I'm going to hop outside, quite literally, and I'm going to see if I can use my giant ears in order to search or perceive the cat, and see if we can chase after them.
It's a good idea.
The witch hunter.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
you can make a spot check to see if you can see or sniff out any sign of where he went.
All right, 16 plus 6, total of 22.
Yep. There are definitely footprints leading into the forest. Mm-hmm. The witch's house is in the woods, a little way away from the closest town, and the footprints are definitely heading towards the closest town. Mm. It would make sense for a witch hunter or adventurer of some sort to have come from and be returning to town.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to with that I'm going to call out to the others. All right, you feathered and fur-brained fools. Let's go find that witch hunter and see what we can do about getting our normal shape back.
Yes, that would be ideal. Does someone want to help me down?
How would a witch hunter?
Athena is trying to teach us something. What would the hero's journey be without challenges, trials, obstacles to overcome? Well, then it would be the villager's story and journey. And now is not the time to lose our head. And he gestures at the body with a furry arm.
Too soon. Too soon. Let me just. And he just shoves his web out his butt and goes off the bench onto the floor. Ah, good. Yes, need to make that sound to make it work, and then starts scuttling out. Are you coming?
Did anyone want anything that is in the house before you leave, aside from
Pearl of Power?
and his statuette? There is no Pearl of Power, but there may be. I mean, the Witch's Spellbook is on the countertop. There's a cabinet that usually has potions and things in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'd be able to carry them.
Yeah, that's the thing. We won't be able to move it. Carrying it is going to be more problematic than anything else.
I'll go find my backpack thing.
Underarm holsters for putting things in. That seems physiologically appropriate.
Is there a spider backpack that existed?
Yes, there are.
Since we were made for carrying?
There's saddlebags or backpacks for each of you. They're very small, so they can only hold a few things, but you can carry a couple of things.
That's it. I will attach it to my... What's the thing? The
thorax?
Thorax, thank you. I wanted to say anthrax. I'm like, that's not correct.
No, that is not a body part.
I'll get my thorax backpack. And, all right, well, so long, house. We'll be back soon. And hold up, Lyricus. And he'll just continue scuttering out.
All right.
If I can have like a harmonica strapped to myself as my instrument down when I do get my my human form back.
Yes, you can have a harmonica, kind of, probably not strapped to yourself because I'm not sure how you'd strap it, but you can put it into the rabbit saddlebags and you can grab it. Mm-hmm. What was that, Kaz? You were about to...
I'm going to hunt down a few of my spell components I have to have.
Okay.
No, I can't just ignore and take them with. But also I want to look at her spell book and try and claw it through to see if I can find anything that might tell us more information of how we got here and stuff. Because I do not see how a witch hunter would help us go back to human. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well, the Witch's Spellbook does have quite a few interesting looking spells in it. It also has some loose sheets at the back. If you manage to kind of turn the pages round, there are 6 loose parchment sheets tucked into the back of the spellbook. They all look like magical writing.
I'm going to scribble at them. Can anyone read magic?
Yeah. Looking back straight from the attempt at trying to use spiderweb to attach a harmonica to the rabbit's neck. Yes, I still have a reasonable skill, I believe, in reading magic. Give me 1 second. Okay, that should do it. And then
the noise makes it.
I'll scurry back in and try and figure out these. I'll cast read magic on the scrolls.
Yeah, the noise is definitely making me want to hurl.
I'm enjoying it.
There is a scroll of speak languages.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 scrolls of mage hand, 1 of unseen servant, 1 of dancing lights, and ironically, 1 of spider climb.
Okay. Mage hand is useful. We could do that. Okay, so we've got Unseen Servant, Mage Hand, Spider Climb. What was the other ones?
Speak language.
Speak language is useless.
Mage Hand, Unseen Servant, Dancing Lights, Spider Climb.
I feel like she's mocking us with with a few of these.
Would I do that to you?
Well, look, given our current size and stature, this could be quite useful for us. We've got Unseen Servant, Mage Hand, Spider Climb. Ironic, right? And Dancing Lights. How's everyone's night vision in their current form?
I don't know. What time of day is it?
It's currently mid-afternoon.
No idea.
You are a magpie, though, so night vision is not your thing. The owl, on the other hand, will probably be okay.
Well, it's
As good as I am, I've been with far sight. and a nocturnal animal, I shall be the one to see far and wide. We shall hunt down this dreadful witch hunter, and we shall bring him to justice, as Athena would want us to.
So awe-inspiring. Well, if you'd be so kind, maybe I can attach these to some form of backpack you have. I don't think my thorax has any more space in it. I filled it up with web.
On a rabbit.
It would be my pleasure.
Oh, excellent. And I'll use some of my appendages to try and stuff it into a scroll case. Help you into it.
Like, raise my wings so you can stuff them into my underarm pocket.
Yep. You can do that. You can take the scrolls along. Did you want to look for or at anything else, or you're going to head out?
I'm looking at cabinets and which ones I can open.
There is a locked cabinet, and you know that that's where the witch keeps spell components and ingredients, and it's locked because some of the things in there are toxic. Also because she just doesn't want you playing with them. And you, all of you, but also you specifically, the magpie, who plays with the spell components. But you do know that she keeps the key on the back of the door.
Let's see if we can get the key off the back of the door.
That's all right. Do a flyby swooping.
So, I'm going to let you...
The back of the door that's closed inside the house, or the back of the door that I can access?
Well, the door is shut, but it's not a heavy door, so you can probably get to the back of the door where the hooks are and grab the key and then try to use the key to unlock the cabinet. Now, you can choose to make a sleight of hand check, an open lock check, an acrobatics check, or just a straight dex check.
Well, we're going with that straight dex check.
Okay, then. 5 in total.
Yep.
Okay, then. You do not manage to get the key off the back of the door.
Oh, if you'd be so kind, Kaz, I might be able to help with that.
Right.
Yeah, allow me, and I'll scuttle over and just walk up the wall to where the key is.
You can do that.
Excellent. I will, come up, grab it, and be like, here, Kaz, and, rig up some intricate system of web to pass it to her.
All right. That'll get you the key. Now, how do you want to try using the key? First of all, who is using the key to try to unlock the cabinet?
Oh, definitely Kaz. I've pumped it over.
All right. Do you have a skill that you would like to try using for that?
Me or Kaz?
Well, Kaz is the one who's trying to do it, so... A skill to open a lock? No. I just play with things. I just poke at it until it works.
We proceed to spend the next 3 days opening this lock.
Does anyone else want to try helping?
I mean, I'll give an assist action in open lock skill.
Pius can also fly. Can probably get up to where the key is.
Sure.
Well, the other option was that I was going to come up and let them ride on my head as I jump up and down several hundred times.
But yeah, I could fly up and grabbing with my talons.
Do you have a skill that you'd like to try using, Pius?
That's a good question. Nothing's jumping out at me.
How does the spider do it? He can just rotate it.
Well, I mean, you could try to help the spider get up there.
I can't just crawl up
But
there.
he climbed the wall.
Spider climb doesn't work.
It does, but you were staying on the floor, so maybe you're scared of heights.
So I think my thing froze up there for a second. I'll just crawl up and over if that's possible, and then
Yep,
done. I'll do what I can to get that key in the hole and make magic happen.
All right. So you're gonna use
open lock. I think is the appropriate skill. Not that I'm very good at it, but I think it's appropriate for being a spider.
Okay. Give it a shot.
Excellent. I've got nothing and no bonus, so it's a straight up roll. Let's do this. A 12.
I'm gonna let you get the key into the lock on a 12. It's not actually a very difficult thing to do. It's just a bit complicated without opposable thumbs. You can manage to get the cabinet unlocked.
Did it. Everyone's jealous. There you go, Kaz. It's I hope this helps. And he'll do his best to try and push open the door. Come on, get. Okay, this body has literally no muscle.
Inside the cabinet, there are 6 little vials, and by vial I mean it's about the size and shape of a test tube, and it's corked with wax. So there are 6 vials containing a green potion. There are 4 vials containing a black sludgy potion. There is a cat's skull. There is 1 vial containing a golden, slightly glowing potion. And there are a pile of miscellaneous minor spell components. And by pile, I mean there are several little drawers and boxes and things containing the different things.
I see.
Drawers and steal what I need.
You can grab your collection of spell components.
Can I roll spellcraft on?
The spider on the files. I pick him up in my claws and I put him on the files and tell him to figure it out, and then fly off to the rest of the table. I'm over with the cabinet. The cabinet's done.
Fair enough.
All right, suits me. Should we bail? Let's go find this witch. Or witch's head.
All right. No one else wants spell components. Everyone else is quite happy with what they've got.
What does
I
the
have
Eric
harmonica?
has
The sweet feat of eschew materials. I don't need any materials that cost less than a gold piece.
Yep. I
nice.
just need my harmonica.
And you don't want any of the vials?
I mean, I could waste a spell. I'll quickly do a spellcraft on each one. How's that sound?
Sure.
Excellent. A natural 1 for the first one, which is the green. The black's next for a 14.
You're pretty sure the black one is not magical.
Oh, good. A 13 for the gold.
That one's pretty nice. You have actually heard of that one. Everyone has heard of that. It's liquid luck.
Oh, that's fun.
Felix Felicis.
Basically, yes.
Does that give you an advantage? But the idea?
There are probably 3 doses in that vial. Each dose lets you make a single with advantage. So you have to declare that you want to use it before you make the roll, but it will give you advantage on any roll.
Is that
even damage rolls?
Is it able to be carried by any of us?
Yeah, they're small vials.
Okay.
And you're a very large spider. Like an unreasonably large spider. You're the size of a terrier.
I don't happen to recognize these other ones, but this looks like liquid luck. This could help us along the way to help try and find the witch's size and head and everything else about her. If I'd be so kind as to carry this, if anyone thinks they need a little bit of extra loving, this might help. Then he'll just, shove it into his sack. Just let me know if you need it. Okay, let's, should we go?
Ready to leave the house?
Let's do that. We open the road. Wait for no one.
Okay, let's go! We leap into the air and do the pose that happens in all animes as lightning strikes behind us.
All right, anime pose. You leave the house. This is a big step for you. It's the first
big hop for some of us.
You not only leave the house, you leave the little clearing that the house is in, which it might be the first time in some time that you've done that. None of you are quite sure how long you were cute furry woodland animals, or feathery. The spider's kind of furry, it still counts.
Okay, sure.
The witch hunter's trail leads through the woods and towards the local town. He's clearly retreated there. Coward. You probably do want to find him. But first you have to get through the woods without being eaten. Remember, you're quite small now. So, you wander into the woods? What's your sort of, I'm hesitate to say marching order, given the 2 of you are flying, 1 of you's scuttling, and 1 of you's hopping?
I've actually come up with the plan for this. That time, right before I came back into the house, I was readjusting the harmonica on Lyricus's back. So hopefully if he runs fast enough, the wind will blow through the harmonica and just make the sound. He'll just be a leading distraction as we go through.
It's nice that in all realities, I'm your meat shield.
Come on, the rabbit's clearly the fastest.
The rabbit is clearly the fastest.
There you go.
As you enter the forest, your Wolverine comes and joins you and is very enthusiastic to see you, even though it also is a little confused, and tries to climb a tree to like rub its face on you, Kaz. Do the weasel and the wolverine have names?
Yeah, Jackie Chan is the weasel.
Jackie Chan leaps into the air and does a weasel pose, because that is another anime scene that just had to happen.
Of course.
And
It's what was that TV show with Jackie Chan? The cartoon one?
The Jackie Chan show?
Yeah, that.
and Kaz, the wolverine?
Jackie Chan Adventures.
Logan.
I missed both of those.
The name of the Wolverine is Taz.
Kaz and Taz. All right then. Taz is very pleased to see you, although also very confused, and wants to eat your tail feathers.
Which one? That's him on the nose without my claws hitting him. Oh no,
You probably do the bat on the nose with a wing, honestly.
Fruta.
Okay. So let's see, that makes 6 of you. 6 furry critters, or feathery critters, as the case may be, wander into the woods. And after a very short while, the path, and you are on a path, there is a path between the witch's house and the village. There's a stone jar next to the side of the path. You see it before you get up to it, because you're all a little bit wary, because you're quite small and the woods are very big and very deep and very dark. You see the stone jar sitting next to the path. Do you want to do anything about it, or do you want to ignore it?
I think
I'll check it out.
Yeah, my rabbit curiosity is starting to kick in.
Yeah, and I'll see that, and I'll let Lyricus check it out.
Kailu takes
You're
one
doing great, man. If I had thumbs, I'd give up to you.
one step forward and then stops as Lyricus hops forward, nose twitching, ears perked forwards, and the lid of the stone jar falls off, and a shrieking Medusa head hops out of the jar. You know what this is because, you know, it's a Medusa head. It's like a human head, except it's kind of green and grey and grotty looking, and it's got snakes for hair. And it just hops around by itself trying to bite you, Lyricus, because you're right there. This is the moment where you will need to have initiative.
Very well.
Good luck. Are we all rolling initiative?
You are.
Yeah, please don't just leave me to die.
Hey, I'll
I
give
got
you a
15.
salute. I give you a thumbs up. What more do you want?
I got a 15 on my initiative.
I got 19.
All right, so we've got
21 total.
21? Oh.
17 4.
Pius has a 21. Hailu had a 19. And Kaz?
8.
8. You were very surprised.
You're rolling just crap.
But I wasn't paying attention.
And the shrieking Medusa head
Is last. Yeah.
gets a 20
Hooray.
because none of you were expecting that. You probably should have been, but you weren't. Pius, you get to go first.
Make us proud.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely going to shout something. Yes, that Athena's chosen warrior. Yeah. And I would jump in, attempting to do a strike with his talons against the Medusa head.
Okay. Make your roll to attack.
Ooh, it's only going to be 10 total. So flutters very dramatically, gets a little bit of height with his 40-foot flight speed. It then dives in like an owl doing an ambush attack.
The ambush attack owl style is very good, but you do not manage to hit the very not surprised shrieking Medusa head, which is, by the way, shrieking loudly this whole time and trying to bite you. The shrieking Medusa head attempts to bite Lyricus. So we have...
Quick, hop out the way!
It gets 16.
It connects.
It connects. Let's do you. It does you 4 points of damage as it sinks its blunt, horrible human teeth into your leg. And you need to make me a saving throw, because this is, in fact, a Medusa head. So you must make a fortitude saving throw.
A total of 11.
You feel yourself slowly ossifying in place. You're not turned to stone, but your toes are kind of pebbly.
Right. I'm like screaming, get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off, get it off.
Quick, run around in circles. Blow it away with your noise.
Is this your advice, or are you doing this?
That's my advice to him.
Okay. Well, Kylo, you are next. So what is it that you're
Excellent.
doing?
Good. I will try and do a scorching ray at it. Let's give that a go, shall we?
All right.
It's fire 1 ray plus one for every 4 levels beyond 3rd. So 1 ray. Classic. All right, here we go. Ooh, 18 on the die for a big number. I think it's a 24. Yes, 22.
That definitely hits.
I love it.
Especially since spell attacks are touch attacks.
They sure are. It takes 4d6 fire damage.
Oh, roll that damage total for me.
11. That was 3, 1, 1, 6.
Could have been better.
Could
have been worse.
That's possible. And I will do that and be like, get out of there, what are you doing, man? And then I'll start freaking out thinking that I've got 8 eyes and I can see it more times than anyone else.
And you can. And from more slightly variant angles as well, because having 8 eyes, every time you move your head, you just get different images of it.
Oh, Jiminy! I can't look away!
The shrieking Medusa head shrieks even louder and lets go of Lyricus. Lyricus, your front feet and your front legs have turned to stone, which gives you disadvantage on anything dexterity based. Mm-hmm. But it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
I would like to get the fuck out of Dodge, but I don't know if I can. I mean, rabbits usually just use their rear legs to jump. So can I just like roll an balance roll or something to try and get away from it?
You can, if you want. You can roll a balance roll and move at your normal speed, or you can move at half your speed because you're just kind of favoring your front legs.
All right. I will leap using balance. I got a total of 14 on the die for a total of 24.
Excellent.
Yeah, you got a plus 10?
Yes.
Somebody
Amazing.
maxed out some of their skills.
I was expecting. I had a couple of things I was expecting. This wasn't one of them, but it's still going to come in handy.
You leap away from the shrieking Medusa head and run further along the path. Are you just like running away, leaving your companions to follow you?
Well, no, I'm just trying to make sure to put them between it and me because I'm part stone now, or starting to like numbify up.
All right.
Do I have any other actions I could do?
I mean, you can do any of the normal things, but having leapt away, like withdrawing from combat, is usually your full action. So probably next round. Kaz.
Okay. I was just gonna.
Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna try one of my bardic songs to inspire my competence.
You can do that next round.
Done.
Kaz, yourself and Taz both get to act.
Yeah.
Do you want to act? I mean, you can just stay up here in the tree. The shrieking Medusa head can't reach you.
How close is the rabbit to the Medusa head?
Further now than he was previously.
How close is the little like, is anyone very close? I just entangle the thingy without involving the rest of us.
I'm sure you can. No one is close enough to the Medusa head at this point to be entangled in a spell if you cast an entangling spell.
Can I try that?
Yeah, absolutely. What spell are you using?
Entangle.
I guess that makes sense, yeah. Does it need to make a save, or is this just a spell?
Reflex.
Okay. Reflex. It does not have good reflex, so you're in luck. What is the difficulty on that reflex? Because I rolled an 18.
Yes. I don't remember that.
So, what level spell is it?
I didn't know I filled in, but
what level spell is Entangle?
It's a level 1.
Okay, so your difficulty is, for a druid, you cast using wisdom, so it's your wisdom modifier, which is 3, plus 1 for the spell level, plus 10, which would make it 14. Yes? All right.
Yep.
The Medusa head
So
dodges your
it's
entangle.
not entangled, but if it tries to move, it can only move at half speed.
Okay. It is not entangled, but...
And each round on my turn, it has to make a new reflex.
Okay. Neat. The Medusa head has stopped hopping at this point, but it's still shrieking.
The Wolverine is just going to watch it from a safe distance.
That does seem wise, given the stone appendages that Lyricus has for the moment. Okay, so that brings us back round to Pius.
Indeed. Is this Medusa head undead?
It is not undead, no. It looks like it could be, but
Okay.
you're not getting that really creepy vibe that undead animate heads give you. It's just the creepy vibe of a weird animated object, animated head.
Cool. Yeah, after my last attack didn't hit, I would have crumpled in the dirt somewhat. So Pius jumps up and uses his wings to sort of brush himself up. Yeah, give me strength! Just going to attempt to do the same again. Or rather, Lyricus, how much damage did you take?
4.
Do you need healing? Is what I'm asking.
I'm okay. I'm not bloodied.
Sure. And we can do that after. Let's deal with the head first. I'm going to do the same talon attack again, diving towards the thing, but that's even worse than last time. So that's only going to be less than 10, only 9. So once again, diving very valiantly, outstretched wings, flashing in the sun, talons first. For you, my queen.
If you want, you can make this a charge action, which gives you +2 to your attack. Because you're moving like from the treetop and you're diving at it, you can charge in effect.
Does that also reduce your AC? I know it does in Pathfinder. I wasn't sure whether it did in...
I think it might.
Frankly, that's a coward's question.
Well, I think it's in character. He'd do it if it were option, even if it did reduce his AC. So sure.
All right.
So that'd be 11. I mean, I know 10 do, but it's a shrinking, jumping head. How high can its AC be? I'll roll those dice.
Yeah, +2 to your attack roll and take a -2 to your AC until the start of your next turn.
All right.
So
That's card reward.
It's you need a 16.
Okay, so 11 in total with the +2.
That's not 16.
Yeah, 11.
No, not quite. It's been a while since I was in school.
11 does not hit. You valiantly dive past the shrieking head, giving it a vicious flyby and squawking at it.
I'll just show him.
It squawks back at you, and it's then the shrieking Medusa head's turn, and it tries to hop off the side of the path, which I believe means that it needs to make another reflex save for the entangle.
It's moving at half speed.
Okay. It's not moving very far, so it's hopping off the side of the path, in fact, back towards its stone jar. It does not attack any of you, but it does shriek at you. It gives out a bone-chilling scream, and you must each make a will save or be shaken for 1d4 rounds.
Ew.
Difficulty is 16 on that will save.
Pass.
Cool.
Smashed it. Got a 22.
You are unafraid of the shrieking.
I've heard my own screams at night. This is nothing compared to that. Nothing.
I got 12 total. What was the DC?
It's 16. Pius.
Yeah.
Pius is chilled by the shriek. You are shaken, which means that
You're all shaking, but fact he can't hit it.
it might be
I mean,
more
it's about the
because
truth.
he can't hit it.
Really.
Yes.
We all know the truth.
I never should have left the witch's cabin.
Should have just stayed there and waited for her to come back.
I should have had my afternoon nap.
A shaken character takes -2 on attack rolls, saving throws, skill checks, and ability checks. So basically on everything.
Alright, so -2 to my AC and -2 to everything else.
For the next 12 seconds.
Good.
2 rounds. Did the other 2 of you make your saves, or
I passed.
you did? Yep. All right, so it's only Pius who is shaken for the next 12 seconds. Kailu, the shrieking Medusa
right.
head appears to be heading back towards its jar. What would you like to do?
You shall not escape. I shall prove to my friends the power of friendship shall beat all. And I will cast my Scorching Ray once again. Come on, baby. Natural 5. It's a 9 in total.
Yeah, no, not even on a touch.
The ear-piercing scream is just throwing me off. I can't handle it. Can I send my weasel in there to try and tear it apart?
What if you want your weasel to get trapped by the grass?
That's fine. I believe in Jackie Chan. What's his movement speed? Something ridiculous.
Yeah, the weasel's pretty quick. 20 feet or 20 feet climb.
I see. Is that enough? Like, how far away is it?
You're all on a little woodland path. You're all within like 2 meters of each other.
Great. I will have the Jackie Chan run over and try and bite him.
Front of her for 40 feet around her. It's front of us for 40 feet around her is a radius of grass that is trying to trap you.
So I have to roll a reflex save for that? Or is it just slowed?
I think you have to make a reflex save for Jackie
Just
Chan.
roll a reflex save.
Yeah.
All right.
Difficulty 14.
So I think he has improved evasion, which gives him something special.
It means that he takes half damage if he fails the save, or no damage if he would normally take half. But
He gets a
Entangle
+2 on
isn't.
reflex saves.
Yeah, Entangle isn't actually damaging. It just traps you.
Good. He rolled a natural 4 on that, so I'm assuming he leaps down into the grass and then gets tangled up and starts rolling around and
Yeah, pretty much.
clawing stuck on his back. Jackie Chan, no!
Jackie Chan is down for the count. Not hurt, but wrapped in grass. Lyricus.
All right. It looks like it's retreating into its jar, yeah? Can I, be ready to chuck the lid or whatever it is on top of it to stop it from coming back out again?
Yes. It did previously knock the lid off itself, so you're not sure that will stop it from coming out again, but you can definitely chuck the lid on top of the jar once it goes in.
To get out of the entanglement.
You will have to make a reflex save to avoid being entangled.
Oh, I'm already in a lot of trouble with my movement. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sing my song of competence, so anyone who attacks it gets a +1. So the rabbit, I don't know what kind of rabbit lyrics I'm singing, but it's designed to inspire everyone to do a better job than what they're doing at the moment.
It's a really thumping drum beat that you're hitting with that back foot.
Oh, exactly.
All right. Kaz.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
So does she make her attack at the beginning or the end of my turn?
Probably at the beginning of your turn.
Okay. Let's make it on the check.
It makes that is it's a bonus to reflex. That is a total of 12. The shrieking Medusa head is entangled in the grass, along with Jackie Chan.
Collecting animals in my grass. Yeah.
You don't.
I have no interest in going.
You don't have to do anything else. You can just encourage your party to move on, or wait and watch what they do.
I encourage owner of said weasel to convince the weasel to get out of the grass, and let's go.
Okay, if you think that's best, we can do that. Jackie Chan, let's go.
Yeah. I think we need to play with.
Certainly not a way to
to
deal with government. Yes.
It started us.
I don't want stone legs.
I'm sure there's easy ways to get stiffer.
So many easier ways.
I'm mad that I didn't say that earlier.
I've been holding off making Viagra jokes the whole time. I'm like, rabbits, Viagra, it just seems to work.
I mean, the rabbit doesn't need it.
Well, maybe it does, and that's why it works so well.
So everyone moves on, skirting the patch of entangling grass.
Yep. We break Jackie Chan out and start moving.
All right. A few seconds later...
I've never been so shaken.
That's fine. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. In and hoot. And in and hoot.
I, cleric of Athena, was so terrified. You must all have been beside yourself.
Honestly, I think I look a little scarier than that. I've seen my reflection, so I'm okay.
But
Yes, calm down, everyone. It's going to be okay.
I'm more scared of the spider.
also, a few seconds after that, Lyricus's front feet de-stonify. Like the stone effect just kind of creeps back down to his toes and goes away.
Oh, good. I thought she'd given you an weekender.
Well, back in the old days, we used to call that the stranger.
Okay, moving on.
He started it.
I'm sure I have no idea what you're talking about.
But you finished it, which is
Lucky
natural
Medusa.
for the bard. You move on through the forest along this woodland path, and after a short while, you reach a stream. It's not a very deep stream, but looking into the water, it is full of snapping crabs. So you can just wade through it and try to move past the crabs faster than they can grab at you. Or you can try to jump over the stream or climb a tree and kind of go from tree to tree. Those of you with wings can obviously just fly across. You can go upstream to where the water's a bit deeper and swim across, but you need to pick how you're going to cross the stream.
I'm just jumping.
No jokes about stream crossing.
So cross the stream. I could probably carry Kylo.
Yes, if you would be so kind, I'd appreciate it. Jackie Chan, good luck.
My dragon side.
Okay, if you want to carry Kailu, I'm going to make you make a fly check to do that.
Can
You don't
do.
have any points in fly, it's just strength.
Easy. I don't see any points in fly, so let's just go strength. 15 total.
You easily carry the spider across the stream.
I can show you the world.
Don't you dare close your eyes.
Look at Jack, I'm flying. Anyway, as we continue to report movies, I'll let
Indeed.
Jackie Chan try and skirt his way across. He's a crazed weasel. I've seen Jackie Chan fight. He'll be right.
And Lyricus?
I was just going to jump across because, duh.
That seems fair.
What role would that be?
That would be
All right.
jump.
Jump.
Difficulty
I've got a
17. to just
Apparently, I've
jump
got a
across.
-4 to this. As a rabbit?
You should also have an extra bonus to it.
You've probably got armor equipped.
No, just it's because we're so bitty.
Yeah.
Oh, minus strength is so low.
So I've got a -4 as a rabbit to jump. I mean, I'll
Because
like that.
the distance isn't huge.
You also have a +4 for being a rabbit.
I don't see that anyway, but okay.
It's on the far right-hand side under miscellaneous modifiers next to jump, which gives you a total modifier of 0 on your strength score for
Okay.
jump.
So 0, straight roll.
So it's just a straight roll.
Cool, I got a 2.
You jump into the stream.
I immediately start freaking out. There is like, help me! No, this is not how it goes down.
Jackie Chan, save him!
The stream isn't deep enough for you to sink. You could actually wade through, which is why the crabs are an issue.
Okay.
But this does mean that the crabs attack you while you are distracted. So the crab swarm tries to... What is it called with the pincers? Is it bite? It's not really a
Nip.
bite.
Constrict?
Nip.
Nip.
Yeah, they
Nip.
nip you. They certainly make the attempt to nip you. So they have +5 on their swarm attack. But they rolled a 1.
Ah,
Nice.
The crab swarm...
No surprise, the rabbit leapt into the water voluntarily and they just were like...
Yeah, the swarm of crabs comes up out of the water and then collectively realizes that the rabbit went into the water and that the wolverine is out of the water, and then they all turn around and go back into the water. The wolverine can make an attack of opportunity to eat some crabs on the way back, if you like.
Oh, perfect.
Meanwhile, Lyricus, you will need to make a swim check or another jump check to get out of the
All right,
stream.
they're both the same. So
So sad.
12.
You clamber wetly out of the stream. You're starting to regret this entire day. Your feet have been turned to stone. You're wet. Your witch has been killed. Nothing is going the way it should.
Yep. Again, I just start swearing.
But your harmonica looks dapper.
The stupid, my stupid goddamn
Wolverine
stream can't let me jump this. I like blow on, you blow harshly on a harmonica to try and clear it out of water. I've got.
You manage to clear the
It's gonna
water
try and
out of
I've got a
cover Kylo's ears. So can't hear the swearing.
Oh, Pius, that was so easy. Thank you so much. I don't know why everyone didn't just fly across. I give you a crisp high five with all 8 of my legs in turn.
So just like all of them individually.
meaning that you fall over.
Oh, I miss hands.
You continue on along the path.
Please.
All right. You've been walking through the woods for about an hour now. You're still on the path, so you're not lost, but you're getting a bit tired, a bit thirsty. Most of you did not drink any of the stream. Lyricus did not intentionally drink any of the stream, but is less thirsty on account of having gotten some in his mouth anyway.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting a bit tired and thirsty.
And you see a sort of a ruin. This is a human building that has fallen into ruin. And you do vaguely remember that there was a ruined tower kind of near the path between the witch's cottage and the village from whenever it was that you came to the witch's cottage. But it looks a lot more tumble down now, and the trees around it look not great. They're all kind of dead. It's like the whole area has turned into a bit of a swamp. The tower's flooded, there's a boggy sort of a lake, and your path goes right past the ruin and the lake, which it might be the remnant of a moat, and you would think that that should be a fairly harmless little lake, maybe some reeds and things, but this kind of smells really rank and that stagnant water smell. It smells a bit acidic. There are a bunch of blackberry bushes around here, which are growing in amongst the swamp, but I would like everybody to make a spot check.
12 total.
Ooh. How does a 21 suit you?
I got a 15,
It is.
A 21 is better
It's better
than
than that
12.
too.
which is between those two numbers. Yes.
It is. And
13.
Kaz?
Although is this nature one? Already.
Yes, it is a nature
There's
thing.
some bonusy thing somewhere.
Probably a +2. I'm going to call it a +2 to make it easier, which would bring you up to a 15, which means that Pius...
Yeah, everyone stand back while I use my keen senses of perception to deduce what's happening in this area. I have an unsettling sense. Something isn't quite right. I will use my keen eyesight and the connection I have with speak to me and feel what's happening.
Pius is the only one who doesn't notice the black dragon sunning herself amongst the blackberry bushes. The rest of you do notice her, and she hasn't noticed you yet. She doesn't look like a very old black dragon. She's not terribly big, but she is a dragon. She's a lot bigger than you are. And a black dragon, which means, for anyone who knows anything about dragons,
Hold up, team.
that she will be spitting acid rather than fire. It's not a good time.
Team, hold up.
So, nothing fearlessly forward.
I think maybe we should take a wide berth. It's there seems to be a dragon just napping right over there.
That'd be ridiculous. I'm quite sure I've seen a dragon.
No. Pius, come back. Pius.
I call it my turn.
It's right behind you.
You don't want to try to sneak past and be quiet as you move further along the path? You're just going to wander up?
Well, now that I've been informed there's a dragon, yes, I suspect I shall.
You can all make a move silently check to just sneak past without waking her up, if you want to. You don't have to.
Man, that's a real shame, Dan. I mean, because you got the harmonica attached to your back, it's got to be like
Which
negative
explains
10,
the 2 I
something
just
like that.
rolled. Yes.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm putting that dice in dice jar. 11 total for me.
What's the actual roll? Sorry.
21 for me.
Move
Hide.
silently.
Move silently. Oh, yeah, that's a thing. Okay, I rolled a 17. I'm doing really well today. It's so opposite to what I
I'm
normally
not
do.
on board of you playing better than I am. It feels like we're going. It feels like I've gone against natural order.
And Pius?
The real room gets
Yeah, that's it.
Pius, what did you get?
Mine was 11 total.
Okay. So 2 11s, a 17, and a 21. The magpie and the spider are like, you see us not, you hear us not, we are just gonna silently move through the woods. Oh, and even though you're currently a magpie, all of your druidic, like woodland stride abilities still apply. You can move very quietly through the wilderness when you want to. However, Pius and Lyricus,
Perhaps I'm still not completely convinced there's a dragon there, because I think
Oh, there's a dragon.
you are having
Yeah, sure there is,
you are
yeah.
having a loud conversation about whether or not there's a dragon next to the dragon. And she wakes up. It's like that moment in the Lord of the Rings movie where the dragon's eye just opens and you see the slit of gold as it wakes up. Yeah, except her scales are black.
That was the Hobbit movie, but I'm not going to...
Headed. Technically correct is the best kind of correct.
You're going to get eaten for that.
No,
You're
he's
dead now.
right.
No, it's a Lord of the Rings.
Anyway, the dragon wakes up and lifts her head up and looks at you. At this point, Kailu and Kaz, you have not been noticed. You can make hide checks to continue to not be noticed if you would like to.
I think I will instead sneak over to Lyricus and be like, okay, I think it's seen you. Maybe you can offer her this to try and, let us go as some kind of bargaining tool. And he'll pull out the liquid luck.
Okay.
I got a 21. I'm just sitting on my branch watching.
Kaz is virtually invisible, unseen by all, unheard. The other 3 of you are next to the dragon being like, maybe we can offer her this to not kill us. And the dragon's just...
I saw it, noticed them, and I'm like, that's the only way I can think out. And so I'm hoping that Lyricus's expert salesmanship will be able to save our butts.
Can I roll something to know anything about dragons? Like what kind of dragon this is, if it's friendly or not, etc., etc.?
You should have a bardic knowledge ability that will let you roll that kind of thing.
So that's a +7, and I rolled a dirty 20.
Yep, so this is a black dragon. She's, based on her size, she's a young black dragon. She's definitely female. The dragons have got slightly different shaped scales along their neck and their ear region between the males and females. So you know that black dragons are acid dragons, so they're immune to acid, and acid is their breath weapon. What else were you wanting to know about her? You can't really know if she's friendly or not with bardic knowledge.
Well,
because that tells you about her.
I mean, are dragons generally more interested in gold, or would the potion of luck be able to satisfy them, or would they have been homies with the witch and been like, yeah, let's go get vengeance on the witch hunter?
Dragons are people. I mean, they look like big acid-breathing lizards, but they're people, same as all the humanoids. So for the dragon to be living, or at least staying this close to the witch's cottage, she probably did know the witch. Whether they were friends or not, you don't know. You don't remember the witch ever talking about the dragon, but that doesn't necessarily mean very much, because the witch wouldn't necessarily have told you about this kind of thing. Dragons generally do collect treasure and artworks. It's quite individual between different dragons what they collect. Usually offering a dragon something valuable is, it's never going to be a bad choice. Probably make the dragon feel more positive about you. But you can actually talk to the dragon as you would talk to any other extremely dangerous person that you met.
Yeah. So I'm gonna.
Well, this will be fun since they can't talk.
I mean,
I need to be. I'll be right back.
do we still have there was a scroll of speak languages, wasn't there?
There was, yes.
There we go.
Well,
I mean, we could
Pious has it.
do that. Yes.
I'm just gonna suggest that we just try just try talking to them as intelligent creatures, because it may already be able to understand us.
I mean, you're a performer. Give
So
it a go.
I'm gonna come up on my hind legs and address the dragon like, look, we didn't mean to disturb you. So very sorry. We are just, as you can see, unfortunate creatures who are just walking past, mean no harm, and are just off to avenge the great witch who lived close by. She was just down there. A witch hunter came past. Surprised it didn't bother you, and he's making trouble in this forest, and we're trying to do what we can to bring him to justice.
What's a little mouthful like you doing talking?
Long story, and
You're fascinating.
long story. Basically, this is my punishment for being a little rude. I've since learnt my lesson. Miracles can happen. Same thing happened to my 8-legged friend behind me, and I'm going to point backwards.
I'll give a salute.
The other two, not so interested in. Quite boring, really. I think one of them just came as a child. And as I said, we're just happy to keep on going and leave you to your sunny day sleeping.
So you're not really a spider and a rabbit and an owl?
No, despite appearances.
What are you?
Human, and...
Are you sure?
Quite sure. I'd like to go back to it if I could.
Huh, that's interesting. I haven't seen anything done like this. How long have you been like this?
We're not sure, to be honest, and that's part of why we're trying to bring the witch hunter to justice, so we can hopefully be able to restore all our memories and go back to how we were meant to be.
Well, I tell you what, I won't eat you now if you come back and bring me something interesting to eat instead.
Now the question then becomes, what would you find interesting, O brave and mighty and wise dragon?
Ask her if she wants the Medusa head.
True, we did come across an interesting creature in a jar further back. Unfortunately, as you can see, we're all itty-bitty and unable to carry it because it is quite heavy. If you wish, we can lead you to where we can describe to you where it is, and you'll be able to resolve the issue at your leisure.
No, that's boring. Something with pastry and swallows' tongues. And maybe those little cheese straws on the side? Can you do that? I think they could do that in the town, but they all run away when I go in there. Even if I shift, they don't like my fingernails. Maybe my human shape isn't quite right.
Tell you what, once we're able to, as you can see, quite hard for us to do any kind of baking. But I rest assured that I am a rabbit of my word, and I promise that once I have returned to human form, I'll bring you back exactly what you've asked for. Please note, it may not be for some time because I'm not sure how I'll be able to return back to human form, and I do not wish to represent my promise.
I suppose I could do without the swallow's tongues if it was sooner.
Well,
I could introduce you to my grandmama. She could probably help you.
Interesting.
But you'd have to at least bring me cookies.
Well, cookies are much easier for us to be able to obtain, and I'll point to those of us who isn't the owl, which was, I believe, the cleric. They'll be able to swing by with a bag once we pilfer it from the human village, which is where we're heading.
Oh, brilliant. I will...
And a statue out of Athena and like swear on both on it, all valiant and unnecessary. And I swear that I shall not rest until I bring you some kind of delicious baked good.
How adorable. I'll hold you to that.
How are we going to carry it?
You feel a little tingle of magic.
I just made a deal with a dragon. That was a terrible idea.
You just swore not to rest until you bring her what she wants.
Super glad I didn't make that swear. Which is why I was very... This is why I was very picky about my wording of when I'm in my human form.
She flicks her tail at you and says, well, run along then. Cookies.
You heard the lady, cookies, and off we go. Oh, actually, did you have a preference for a type of cookies? Chocolate chip, macadamia, macaron?
Yes.
Thank you, very discerning. That makes it much easier.
You hurry on away from the dragon.
We do.
You leave her idly plucking blackberries from the blackberry bushes and slowly going back to sleep in the sun.
I am absolutely amazed we made it out of that alive. Well done. And Hats off to you, Kaz. Your ability to stay out of its gaze was rather impressive.
What?
Oh,
Is there a dragon there or something? I saw nothing.
awe-inspiring you are. Absolutely awe-inspiring. Shall we? And then we'll...
And Captain Kylo, that was masterfully done, the way we talked ourselves out.
Yes. You do seem to have a word with way with words,
Well, it
Lyricus.
was my occupation before I became what I am now.
A car salesman?
A star to courts all over the land. Welcome everywhere.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, that's fine. I mean, it's not as impressive as a wagon salesman, but, that's fine.
Did you have a stage name that you performed on? Perhaps I might have seen you.
Oh, my name was Plenty.
You went by Plenty? Interesting choice.
I'm not going to correct you because that's pretty funny.
Did you play a Harvest Festival 2 years ago?
A Harvest Festival 2 years ago. No, that's quite too low for the type of area I was in.
Well, I must be thinking of someone else.
Very well, shall we? You've got a promise to keep.
Yes, I do. To dragon, no less.
You move on
Athena preserve me.
through the wood, and it's not all that much longer until you start reaching the edge of the forest. You can tell that it's the edge of the forest because it gets brighter, there's more light coming in, and the trees are further apart, and the path starts heading downhill. Now, as you look around, you can see gold-grey strands of spiderweb weaving through and between the trees in a huge, almost spherical net up in the treetops.
Friends of yours?
I didn't do that.
Mostly you notice
Notice what,
this
sorry?
because of the birds. The web. Because the web's quite high up, a human walking along this path, humans tend not to look up, probably wouldn't even see it.
Well, that is interesting. Give me one moment. Let me just check. And I'll scuttle up one of the nearby trees and run along the web.
More scariest than the current one we've got.
The web looks abandoned. You can't see any sign of the spider or spiders who built it. You don't know what happened to them.
In that case, I will call out to Kalu and say, it's possible that there's something up there eating spiders. You might want to slow your advance.
Oh, Jiminy! And then he'll, leap back down and catch his web in the air, Spider-Man style.
Did you want to do a quick search, or did you want to just move on as quickly as possible?
I think he's moving on now. He's Lyricus made him scared.
Could I do a check just to see if I'm right? Because I do like being right.
You can definitely do a spot check. Doing a search would be harder because you'd have to climb a tree.
I've got a total of 14 for spot check, and I've got tremor sense of 50 feet, if that changes anything.
You don't see any sign of anything eating spiders, or of the spiders or spider that created the web. It looks like it's just an abandoned spider web.
All right. I will.
If there was something eating spiders, maybe it was a flying something that went past, but you don't see anything.
I will say that I'll point out that we're very lucky that whatever it is does not seem to be here, and suggest that we move on.
All right.
Yes, quite right. Don't want to cause any more problems or delays, and then we'll continue on.
You head down the hill and into the village. Now, as you're walking or flying, gliding along down the hill, you can see the village spread out below you. You can see that there is a large park towards the middle of the village, just like a village green, a couple of trees, some grass. There's a sheep on the green. There are also some humanoid figures on the green. They look a bit odd. In fact, looking directly at them makes you feel a bit odd, so you don't, which is easy enough at this distance. There are several buildings. There's a sort of a market area, and then there's some shops nearby. There is a horse market over on the other side of town. There's the town square, which is next to the green. And there's a series of ponds near the edge of town. So if you're coming in from, say, the west, the horse market's over on the other side of town, on the east edge of town. And on the south side of the town is where these ponds are, that you can see from here. Would you like to go anywhere in particular, or are you just going to wander into the town? The footprints at this point are much more difficult to follow. Like, there's still some footprints on the path, but you can't tell which are the witch hunters and which ones are just general villagers, because a lot more people go on this part of the path.
I'm going to turn to the others and say, it is of my expert opinion at this point that the witch hunter may have been completing some kind of bounty on our former mistress, and as a result would most likely be going straight to try and claim that bounty. So what I suggest we do is we head to whoever might be in charge here, the mayor, for example, and see if we can pick up their trail.
That's fine. I just happen to know that humans don't have a great love for my current kind. I'm concerned for my safety within those walls.
We can be sneaky. We're little, and nobody's going to be expecting anything that looks like us to be going into town.
True. That said, and he turns around. He's like, Jackie Chan, I might need you to wait here for a moment. It's just you're a little hectic in there, and I've seen you make too many vases over your time. So you wait here, and I'll be back as soon as possible. I give him a kiss on the cheek.
No, don't try, Jackie Chan.
And because you have an empathic link with your familiar, Jackie Chan the weasel stays still and allows the spider to come and kind of nudge at his cheek. But you can feel his skin crawling underneath his fur, because a giant spider is not something that a weasel likes being that close to.
He goes right up to his ear. He's like, you're just like the rest of them. And continues on. Backs away. All right. Well, shall we?
Indeed.
Let's see if we can find some cookies for that dragon.
So I'm going to full Peter Rabbit stealth my way through this nonsense.
Okay.
Like hiding in buckets, etc. Actually, is there any way for us for like me and whoever else to be in a bucket while like flies?
It would grip it by the husk.
I'm pretty sure that an owl or a magpie carrying a bucket with a rabbit in it would attract more attention than a rabbit
not carrying the bucket, as in like steering us while we are in an upturned bucket, making our way through town.
I mean, you could definitely try.
All right, I'm just gonna just because I'm a bit worried about my rolls. That's all.
Wait, so you're under an upturned bucket and hopping around town? Is that what's going on? With directions being given by the owl.
And or magpie.
And or magpie, of course. And where are they?
In flight above me.
In flight. So this is going to be shouting out from flight. Left! You're on the left!
Look, it makes sense to me.
So what you need is to get another tin can and then attach the string to the roof of the tin bucket. Then it works like those old telephone things.
You've shamed me into being more sensible. You've changed, man.
The question remains.
Oh no, I think we should go with the bucket idea. It seems absolutely practical.
Where in the town would you like to head? Are you just going to head for the middle of town? Are you going to head for any of the landmarks you can see? So the market?
Yeah, see if we can steal some cookies.
Well, I say we went into a human form for that to go about.
Yeah, who's too technical?
Yeah.
Remember, Athena is always watching.
Mr. Blowhard over there is not going to steal any cookies.
All right, well, let's follow your idea. We'll head to the Adventurers Guild.
Adventurers Guild is not a landmark that I mentioned.
I know. I'm sure there's one there. We'll head into the center of town, see if we can look somewhere where you might have a notice board for, witches' heads.
All right, so the town square then.
Perfect.
The town square is an open area in the middle of town. There's a set of stocks set up on one side of the square. Nobody currently in it. There's a communal livestock pen on the other side of the square. Currently has 2 goats and a donkey in it. Near the middle of the square, there's a small raised platform, like a stage, which is probably used for local bardic performances, ceremonies, speeches, that kind of things. Typically, that sort of stage is also where they set up a gallows, if they need one. Currently, no gallows. There is a covered wagon set up near the stage, with a puppet theatre active. and there are half a dozen children gathered around watching the puppet show. You can all make a perception check, difficulty 15. So a spot check.
Total of 22, sorry.
Ooh, yeah. And 20 for me.
16 from me.
25.
So everybody made it. Weirdly enough, none of the children watching the puppet show seem to be enjoying it. They actually seem to be quite upset by the show, but none of them
That's
get
because
up and
puppets
leave.
suck and is not an appropriate form of entertainment for anyone, let alone children.
Interested by the strings the spider shall go over. Let me get a better look at this thing.
Kylo, you wander over towards the puppet show. A couple of the children do notice you, and they look even more upset, but they still don't get up. They just sit there kind of looking between you and the puppets. And now that you're close enough to look, the show is kind of weird. This is not your standard even Punch and Judy style of puppet show, which is bad enough. It's got people being burned alive and melting like wax, and it's got other people dressed in different colours. Some are dressed in red, some are dressed in purple, and some are dressed in white. The red ones are the ones who keep burning people and making them melt. The ones in purple, some of them have like hoods over their heads, and some of them have pets that they are walking, kind of like dogs, but a bit more spider-like than that.
Could I roll a knowledge local check to see whether these is some kind of propaganda of the town?
You absolutely can.
Let's do it. A 19, baby.
This village is run by a series of cults. 3 cults specifically, who are all at odds with one another. Each cult controls about a third of the village. Only about half the people in the village are probably members of any of the cults. But the cults are still quite powerful here. And everyone is super, super superstitious because the cults kind of use magic to make some of the superstitions true. The specific cults in this town are the Lightless Flame, who worship the Desolation, the Nightvale Park Rangers, who worship Eris Esoteric, and the Others, who worship the Stranger.
Okay, I see.
Well, I'm just glad it's the Nightvale Park Rangers and not the Librarians.
I think, honestly, that means nothing to me. I
That's
don't
all
get
right.
references.
Anything you need to know will come and bite you.
I love it. Well, considering the kids are distracted, knowing that I have free range at the town, I shall let them go about their puppet show. And, yes, hurry back to the group. Well, there is definitely some culty-like behavior within this town, but on the plus side, they don't seem to care that I'm alive and around in their area. So if the children aren't bothering me, I think we should be okay. Shall we?
Do that.
We shall continue on and either find some cookies or where this huntsman might be. To the green, shall we?
And we walk.
Yep.
And then turns around
All
to
right.
look at the village green.
Which is next door to the town square. The village green has a few mysterious hooded figures walking around on it. There are no dogs there, although there is a big sign which says Dog Park. There are some ducks, very aggressive ducks. You even look at them and they start chattering and quacking angrily at you, but they're not actually saying anything that you can understand as language. They're just making angry duck noises. I would like all of you to make a will save as you look at the hooded figures.
It shall be done.
Difficulty 14.
Oh, God. My luck's run out. A 7?
No.
A 12.
10, no.
And
No.
23 total.
Damn!
Pius looks at the hooded figures and is like, this is okay. They're probably clerics of Athena, just wearing hoods. The other 3 of you take a point of temporary wisdom damage from looking at them.
My wisdom.
My wisdom!
This is the exact opposite of the Medusa head.
Yes. There is also a weird vortex in the park. It looks like somebody took a whirlwind, flattened it out, made it kind of a bit purpley, and put some sparks in it, and then stood it up like a piece of paper standing on end, except vortex-shaped. And everything around it is kind of wibbly-wobbly, like there's a heat haze in front of it. It's just in the green, kind of floating there. None of the hooded figures appear to be paying any attention to it. The ducks are avoiding it like crazy.
Can I do an Arcana or Planes check? I had Arcana. I can do Arcana.
You can.
On what it is.
You absolutely.
Let's do it. And an 8. No love.
It's some kind of
My luck's turned
vortex.
around. There you go, Dan. You should be right to roll good now.
Yep. So soon I'll
Good.
again. I don't know what we can do.
Make another will save as you stare at the vortex.
Everyone?
Yes. Difficulty 16.
Okay. 18.
24 this time.
Oh, nice.
God damn. Put me to shame.
Yeah, I can dice bolt them now.
You got my good rolls?
Kaz, Luricus?
I got a 17.
23.
Oh, you all stare at the vortex and feel nothing. You are unaffected. The sheer neutrality of it.
Okay, I think we should avoid that vortex. I don't love the feeling of it. So maybe we just back away slowly. This isn't going to help us.
You back away.
Yep.
Anyone else? Be cool with that?
I started looking for food.
What was that?
I started looking for food. I'm hungry.
Oh,
can get
well,
back
we
to
do
the
need cookies.
We talked about cookies. It's making me hungry.
Let's head to the market.
I mean, somebody was feeding the ducks some peas and chopped vegetables, so there's still some peas and things on the grass near the ducks if you want to go and fight the ducks for them.
We're gonna fight the duck.
I'm not so far ridden that I need to fight ducks for scraps.
I don't know.
You got money to pay for it?
Tonight in Man vs. Ducks.
Oh, I have fallen.
So were you going to go and get some of the...
I bring my Wolverine with me. The ducks leave.
The ducks do in
Yeah, why not?
He's walking
Yep.
through town.
the ducks fly away away from the Wolverine. They do chatter angrily at you, but they well and truly fly away. You can have the scraps that the ducks were eating. There are peas, there are some bits of probably carrot, maybe sweet potato, it's a bit hard to tell, something orange, cubed vegetable.
I'll be okay.
You can even try to catch a duck if you want. You are a carnivore as a magpie.
How many feathers? Takes too long.
It's fair.
And the Wolverine's happy. He ate a couple of crabs on the way past.
That's true.
He's good.
All right. So did you want to leave the dog park?
Please. I would like to go to the market.
All right. The market has actually got quite a few villagers there. Everybody is watching everybody else very carefully. And everybody seems a little bit twitchy. Somebody moves too fast or is wearing too much of a single colour in their clothing, and everyone else kind of stares at them and flinches. But otherwise, it's a pretty normal market. There are stalls selling fruit, vegetables, meat, shellfish, dried herbs and teas and spices. There are a couple of stalls with live chickens. There's some with bread and cakes. There are food stands selling sausage on a stick, or those gnomish sticky rice parcels with chicken or pork in them. Meat pies, market fairing style ginger biscuits, things like that. There's a tinker set up on one side of the market square, doing a brisk trade, fixing pots and pans for people. There is a bard on the other side of the square, busking, singing about a great adventurer who slew a dragon.
Which is
And
pedestrian.
there's
That's pedestrian at best. Everyone's heard that one before.
There's a shop on one corner selling pottery, and there's a shop on the opposite corner, which you're not quite sure what it sells. It appears to have taxidermied animals and taxidermied animal heads displayed in its window, and it has a taxidermied moose head as the sign for the shop. So it's unclear exactly what it's selling.
Well, what?
There's also a little cafe just a little bit away from the main market, kind of between the town square and the market on that road, but closer to the market. It's called the Fire Nymph. Has a picture of a fire nymph on its sign.
So I think we can all agree we don't want to go to the embalming moose avoidant, but we might be best to go to the inn.
I'd like to listen to the bard a bit more. But it's bobbing his head as an owl along to the music and sort of humming tunelessly along to it. Lyricus, do you know this one?
That's an old lyrics. Everybody's heard it all before. It's been played to death everywhere you go. and frankly, it would be a waste of everybody's time to subject their ears to it any further.
Oh, what? Pius looks horribly, but well, I guess I just don't understand music.
Clearly,
You did also pass the town's main inn, which is on the road between the town square and the market. It's the White Horse Inn, and it has a picture of a white horse on its sign for anyone who is not literate enough to read it, so that they too would know what it was called.
so I vote we go to the inn.
Well, I mean, we could, but it's just getting to the good bit. Whoa, we're halfway there.
Wonderful.
The dragon in the air.
Yes, that's fine. Let's go to the inn. We'll come back and listen to the bard later. He's about to do his second encore of Wonderwall.
If it means you'll move sooner, I will lower myself to play such pedestrian music for you once this has been resolved.
Oh, I'd appreciate that. Maybe I could set up some string instruments with my butt. Let's go into the was it the White Horse?
So there's the White Horse Inn and there's the Fire Nymph Cafe, depending on what you were heading for.
I think yeah, let's go where the alcohol
head to
is.
the White Horse.
All right. You
Well, the cafe bar cooking.
you head to the White Horse Inn.
Yeah.
Please.
Sure.
It has one of those old, like, Western movie style saloon doors, so you can actually get in reasonably easily because you can just hop underneath the door or fly over it for the birds. The White Horse Inn is an old building. It's half timbered, half stone. The floors are reasonably clean. The bartender behind the bar doesn't have much to do. There are not too many people in the bar area at this time of day. But he's got ale and cider, and you can smell what definitely smells like pork pie. There's a menu chalked up on a chalkboard behind the bar, which says pork pie, soup, ale, cider. There is a waitress who's taking people their mugs of ale or cider. There's a black and white cat, kind of half asleep, on the windowsill, where the afternoon sunshine is hitting it. There is a door that goes into a back room, probably a kitchen, and there are a set of stairs that lead upwards. There's also another doorway from the bar area that goes into probably a common room. It might be used as a dining room in the evenings, or it might just be a space for people to gather. It's got a few tables, a few couches. There's a dartboard that you can see through the through the doorway, sorry. And you can hear that there's somebody in there telling stories, like loud, booming voice telling stories about... It's not actually a story about a dragon. This one appears to be a story about an evil wizard who kept a pet dragon, which he used to hunt people through the moors. It seems inaccurate, but you haven't met that many dragons. So far, 1 in total. So it could be.
All right, well... I would like to go in and see if I can ID check this random booming voice and see whether it's the huntsman who came to visit us. So I'll scuttle up over the roof and sneak into that room.
And are the rest of you also going in? Is the Wolverine going in with you?
He's going to hang out outside.
All right.
He doesn't like that many people.
So Taz is hanging out.
I'm going to go hang out.
Not one of those loving Wolverine people dogs, it's fine.
Taz is pretending to be a dog, hanging out outside.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna I'm personally just laying as low as I can.
All right. Are you going into the inn, or are you just staying outside with Taz the Wolverine?
I feel like if I'm like in a dark corner of the inn, I'm less likely to be spotted than anywhere else. But I'm keeping well away from that friggin' cat.
Okay. The cat is sleepy, middle of the afternoon, isn't really interested. Also, as a large rabbit, you're probably bigger than the cat. The cat is probably not going to mess with you too much.
Yes, but cats are also filthy beasts, so get away from me, cat.
Fair enough. So Kaz, you were going in, and Pius, you as well?
Yeah.
All right, the two of you.
Are there any upper windows I could potentially fly to?
There's the window that the cat is sitting on the windowsill of. There are exposed beams in here that you could go and land up on one of the beams inside if you want.
Sure, I'll do that.
You also have a different beam to me. I'm protected from my beam space.
All right. So the first thing that happens is the waitress, who on a closer inspection looks like she's maybe 15, sees Lyricus and starts squealing like a teenage mosquito, this high-pitched, oh my god, he's so cute, and wants to go. She doesn't rush right up to you, Lyricus. She rushes up to like half a meter away from you and then stops and crouches down and holds her hand out very slowly and like doesn't make eye contact. It's like, hi, bunny, you're so cute. Where did you come from? And starts speaking baby speak to you.
Just because I figure this is going to keep me safer from the cat and also getting eaten, I will put on my biggest eyes, pull back my ear, like lay my ears back flat, and allow myself to be carried into where the voices are. I figure this is as good a time as any to lay on my lupine charms. Not lupine. No, lupine. No, that's wolf.
Yeah.
Rabbit charms.
Lepidery. Anyway, you do the Puss in Boots look.
I did Leporidae look, yes, and I lay it on as thick as I can. Yes, I acknowledge the fact that this person is underage, but I need to practice somehow as well. So putting on the super adorable eyes, ears, like, oh, I'm so cute. I am.
And indeed, she thinks that you're the most adorable thing she's ever seen.
Clever girl.
And decides that you are now her rabbit and she's going to love you and hug you and squeeze you forever. And she tells you that she's going to name you George.
Thank you.
And she's going to love you and hug you. And do rabbits like milk? She doesn't know. She carries you through into the kitchen, all the while talking to you, to ask her mother, who is cooking in the kitchen, if rabbits like milk.
All right.
Her mother has no idea, but offers her a saucer of milk to give you.
Because I'm worried about what the alternative may be, I drink the milk.
It's fresh milk. It's pretty nice. Milk is not toxic to rabbits, so it's fine. It's not particularly good for rabbits, but at worst, it'll give you the runs.
Yeah, I think I'll also like purr because that seems to be this seems to be working for me.
You may have become a new person's familiar at this point.
I'm okay with this.
Great.
Meanwhile, Kailu, the booming voice does in fact belong to the very same witch hunter who killed your witch. He's changed clothes. He's not covered in blood anymore. But he's a tall, broad-shouldered, kind of jolly-looking man. And at this point, he's more than a little drunk and has very red cheeks. He's carrying a war hammer over one shoulder, a mace over the other shoulder, and a brace of sharpened wooden stakes around, along his hip.
Awesome. All right. I think I'm going to run back and be like, oh my god, it's the guy. And so he'll scurry back. I think, was it Pius was coming with us, and Pius and Kaz, were you both coming into that room, or were you chilling outside? What was your movements at the time? Yeah, so I'll
trying to be discreet.
Yeah, I'll scurry back up to yourself. Like, the huntsman, he's in that room just there. It means the head of the witch is probably around here somewhere. Maybe we can find which room he's in. Does anyone read bartender scribble? We might be able to see which room he is on their check-in book or something similar.
Well, my brother-in-law is a doctor. Will that do?
We'll have to.
So,
yeah, like gonna try and let's try and make a distraction and get the bartender away. Perhaps you can call Taz in here to make some fun happen.
Mage hand, maybe? We can use one of the scrolls to knock something off the bar.
Ooh, that's real thinking. I like it.
Let's go steal some food from someone's plate.
I do have burning hands available. I could light the right side of the bar on fire, as is custom with every D&D campaign.
I'll pull it from my location. I bet if I run around this place, this young creature here will follow me around and knock over everything in pursuit of me.
That could work. Yes, take advantage of your situation, and we'll use what skills we have to figure out where this guy's room is. All right, on the count of 3, everyone break.
So yeah, so
break.
I'm gonna look at it here as cute as I can, and then like do like big strong back leg kicks into their chest and stomach to escape, and then like run amok under tables, trying to cause as much mayhem as possible.
You can do that, and you cause a great deal of mayhem because as you kick off, your kick is so powerful that you actually knock this girl over, and she immediately gets up and starts chasing you. You are also running in between and underneath tables, which means that all the people at those tables are trying to move their feet out of the way because they don't know what it is that's just run past them.
Mm-hmm.
Tables are being knocked to and fro, chairs are knocked over, a couple of people's drinks have been knocked to the floor, there's a child running around the room chasing a rabbit which is also running around the room. It's chaos. There is mayhem.
You're welcome.
So while that's happening, the other three of you were going to try to work out which room the witch hunter is staying in?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the plan. So we do have the scrolls of Unseen Servant and Mage Hand, which could be useful. Or if you think you're strong enough to read through a ledger, I just don't think the spider would have enough power.
I mean, there is a ledger. It's just
as well as
behind the bar.
You checked in under the name Witch Hunter.
Well,
how many rooms could there possibly be?
There are.
You probably have something thematic, like, blade someone.
There are 4 rooms with people checked in. There is, what's her name?
If you said her, we'll skip that.
There is Annabelle. There is Brother Alfred.
Probably not.
There is
probably not.
John Smith, and there is Gertrude Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your 4 choices.
I mean, John Smith's is a pretty manly name. I mean, I'll lean towards John Smith.
But it does also mean there are only 4 rooms, so...
Yeah. Well, all right, we'll take John Smith and the last one, the other guy.
Gertrude Aaron.
Gertrude? Not Gertrude?
Not Gertrude, no.
No.
All right, we'll try Gertrude and John Smith.
Good covenant.
All right, that would be rooms 3 and 4.
All right, done.
Upstairs.
We'll make our way up there. If you guys want to fly, it's probably going to be faster for you to figure it out.
You fly up to the landing. There are 4 doors. They're marked with a 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're all shut.
What are you going to do? I'm at the ledger. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, I guess I can't open a door with my claws, presumably.
No.
Like, I could knock on one of the doors, rap on it with my beak, and see who comes.
Okay.
Possibly you don't want to be getting that much attention. At this point, no. You can hide down the corridor and use Mage Hand to knock on the doors. We could potentially fly outside and see if any of the windows are open. And if we could, there might be some good reconnaissance. Look in and see if we can spot anyone. Is there an open window in this corridor, like at the end?
Sure. There is, yes.
Yeah, can I hop out the window and do a circuit of this floor of the building, glancing in the windows of those rooms to see what I can see?
You can. The rooms all look very similar. They all have their windows latched to either completely shut or almost shut with just an air gap latched open. 2 of them, the beds are unmade. 2 of them, the beds have been made. One of them has got a traveling pack on the floor next to the bed. One of them has a trunk at the base of the bed. And the other 2, one of them has a suitcase. The other one doesn't have any visible luggage. Maybe it's under the bed. Are you looking for anything in particular? There's no obvious witch head.
I guess that's looking at it. No obvious witch head. Does the traveling pack look like it might be that hunters? Does it look bedded? Does it look worn? Does it seem like it's been out in the wild?
It does. It would match up with his general size and the rest of his clothing.
Okay, cool. I'll circle back inside and communicate as much to my other avian friend.
All right.
And so, which room was the traveling pack in?
That probably would have been room 2.
Okay.
So, Pius has explained his reasoning and indicated room 2 might be the room. What are the 2 of you going to do now?
Wasn't room 2 the girl's name?
Room 2 was Brother Alfred.
Well, it very well could be. So, Yeah, no, if brother Alfred and we need the extra hand, I'll start scurrying up, make my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass, and I'm room 2 bound.
Meanwhile, Lyricus, you have been running around the room for a while now. Did you want to stop? Did you want to dash outside or into the common room or upstairs?
I think just to see what everyone else is doing. I think I am going to go upstairs. So yes, I'm going to run upstairs and just be like, at the very least, they're going to need. They might need even more of a distraction if they're taking this long. Otherwise, yeah, I'll be able to see at least what's going on.
All right. You dash up the stairs. Most of the chaos kind of slowly stops in your wake.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to dash up the stairs without being seen, in which case you'll need to make a hide check? Or do you not care, in which case you'll have a 15-year-old following you up the stairs?
I think I'm going to have her follow me up just in case I can be like, hey, open this door for us.
Okay.
And like, scratch at it pathetically.
That's a good idea.
You get to the top of the stairs where the two birds are fluttering around, looking at the door, unsure what to do about it. And the spider's like, I'm not sure what the spider's doing, actually. You got up there already.
Yep. I was just going to go around and try and scuttle under the door, something similar.
Ooh.
If I can squeeze.
You can make a tumble check to try to get in underneath the door.
I'll give it a go. Natural one.
No. Not only do you not get under the door, you get stuck under the door.
God, no! My thorax! Help! Help! The backpack's probably caught. It's on my butt, I swear.
At which point, Lyricus gets to the top of the stairs, along with his new witch, and finds you stuck under the door.
Yes, I'm just like a cat trying to go outside. I'm scratching at the door, trying to get her to open it.
Next to the dead spider.
Well, I don't know if I know that they're there. No, I heard all the screaming, so I'll be like, surely like opening up this thing will help release them. So, yeah.
Oh, Abaddon, please help me, God, no! Oh, please, may the light of Abaddon save me!
I think you can make a diplomacy check or something along those lines.
Against the door?
No,
I'll talk the door.
Alright. I got a.
You can use bluff if you want.
I've got the same bonus for both. It's a dirty 20, regardless.
All right. Yeah. She seems a bit conflicted about it and doesn't really want to open the door, but you're very cute and you are also only a rabbit, so she does open up the door.
Yes.
To room
Excellent.
2, releasing the spider who is stuck underneath it.
Oh, Jiminy, thank gosh! Oh, thank you, Abaddon! Praise Abaddon!
I'm gonna mutter under my rabbit breath. Thank me, you idiot.
Abaddon brought you to me.
As a sign that civilization is still going strong.
That's it. I'll scurry under the bed.
All right. Lyricus, do you want to go into the room? Or are you done now that you've gotten the door open?
I'm going to come into the room, and I'm going to dash under the bed just to like get her attention while everyone else can go inside and look, but just keep her around just in case we need her to open something.
She looks under the bed, sees the giant spider as well as the rabbit, screams, and leaves the room.
Oh, wow. Good plan there, Lyricus. Now we're alone in the room together. Just like I knew you wanted.
She does leave the door open, though.
I don't know how to describe how big a side eye I give you to that last comment, but it's you can almost feel its physical weight.
I bet I can. Alrighty, so can we do a quick search of the room? Is that hip and cool?
Absolutely. Make me a search check. Are you just searching in general, or are you looking for something specific?
I was looking for the witch's head.
I'm looking for something big enough to hold a witch's head.
And I rolled a 10.
And I rolled a total of 14.
I mean, really, the only thing big enough to hold the witch's head is the traveling pack, which is on the floor next to the bed. So that's pretty clear. There is a bathtub on one side of the room, but it's empty. It could hold a witch's head, but it doesn't. So the traveling pack is probably the go. You can kind of pour it open.
Yep.
And it contains some carefully folded clothing, some supplies. There's a coil of rope in here. There is a sack, which is a bit bloody.
Yep.
Um,
So, going for the sack.
Yep. The sack does, in fact, hold your witch's head in
Yeah.
it.
How can we be sure that that's our witch's head? I didn't get a good look.
I'm just going to quickly, to my chagrin as a player, point out that you might want to hide because there's a good chance that our new friend has gone looking for somebody to squish you. And
Right. Well, I will take that advice and head on out. And he does his little salute thing. Bring that with you. Yes, right. And then he'll scurry up the wall and kind of over the roof and out.
Okay, so you're going back out to the landing, or?
I'm trying to go across the roof and get out of the building to the outside. I figure since we've got the head now, we can start making our way out of here.
What are we going to do with the
We
head?
just need the eyes. But I'm just getting out of there to save my
hunter's
skin.
eyes.
Oh, good. I thought I wanted the witch's eyes. My apologies. All right. Well, good. Let's just wait till he goes to sleep then.
At this point, the little 15-year-old girl comes back up the stairs with the rather drunk, very large witch hunter, kind of pushing him in front of her and talking about the giant spider hiding in his room, and can he save her rabbit from it. So he's coming into the room.
Well, that's problematic.
so I was correct.
You were correct, yes.
Aha. So I will come up. I will look as pathetically helpless as I can, and I'll kind of see if I can find out where her space is, like where they're sleeping, and see if I can get myself ingratiated to sleep there overnight, so we can come back of a nighttime as a group and gouge his eyes out.
Where are the four of you? Because the rabbit. So
like cute woodland
the
creatures.
rabbit has just come out from from pawing open the traveling pack, which is now unpacked across the floor. The spider went up onto the ceiling. Now I'm not clear if
Outside out the foyer. Yeah, I went out the door to the opposite, like where the landing was. I'm on the roof out there.
so you were going out to the landing and then out the window, or you were going out to the landing, down the stairs and out the door, or you were trying to go out the window from the room?
I was going to go onto the roof, and then we'll see what was happening. But if I was only because my original thought was we needed the witch's eyes, not the guy's eyes. So that's why I'll be on the roof in the thing, like in the landing area.
Okay, in the landing. And the two birds. You went into the room?
And we're still just randomly flapping around the corridor.
Yeah.
That's rude.
All right.
I think I'd have gone into the room.
So Brother Alfred steps.
So big hunter is between me and the exit.
Steps.
Can I try and hide? Is there like a cupboard or something I can get on top of?
You can make me a hide check if you want. Difficulty's high, but it's not impossible.
I believe in you.
That's a 17 plus nothing. 17.
You attempt to hide in amongst the pillows on the bed, and if there had been stuffed animals there, you would have succeeded, but as it is, you don't look a lot like a pillow. So instead, you're just a really awkward-looking owl sitting on a pillow. And
Seeing this happen, I'm going to say in Rabbit that I'm not with them.
And the magpie is just kind of madly flying around in the room, yeah?
In the corridor.
In the
Like
landing.
come inside and got lost. Have to figure out how to get out the window that's open at the end of the corridor.
All right. Brother Alfred stops in the landing because there's a magpie flying around and kind of flaps his coat at you towards the open window at the end of the corridor.
I fly towards the open window and land on the door edge, on the windowsill.
All right. He goes into the doorway of his room, looks at the owl sitting on the pillows, looks at the rabbit sitting next to his mostly unpacked travel pack, and the open sack with the witch's head peeking out of it. Turns to the girl behind him and says, "You go downstairs, Calla. I'll deal with this." And then he turns back, stares directly at Lyricus and says, "You're not a rabbit, are you?"
I will put on my bluffingest, innocentest. Don't know what you're talking about. I'm the most innocent, bunniest face I can.
So you're trying to convince him that you are in fact a rabbit?
Yes.
A harmless little bunny.
A harmless little bunny.
All right. Make a bluff check.
Excellent. 16. What was my bonus to bluff? So 26.
He tilts his head slightly at you, shakes it, and then says, "You're just a weird little animal, aren't you?" Then he shuts the door behind him.
So he leaves?
No, he's in the room with you, but he's closed the door.
Okay, cool. Great.
Then he looks at Pius, looks at the pack on the floor, looks back at Pius. It's like, well, if the rabbit didn't do it.
Yes.
So, Pius, you're currently pretending to be a pillow. You have clearly been made. Do you want to do anything else?
I don't want to do anything else. I'm not sure any of these scrolls are necessarily going to help me. Dancing lights is going to be a terrible distraction, and I don't think a particularly effective one. And I can't speak with him, can I? That was established.
You cannot speak with him at this point. You do have a scroll.
You do have the
of
scroll.
Speak languages.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't just comprehend languages?
No, speak.
languages.
Easy.
You have the power.
I mean, what are we saving it for? I guess now would be the time. We're about to get royally.
You get made when you rip the scroll out of your back.
I'm pretty sure you're going to be made as soon as you start reading.
F in the A, I think is a technical term in D&D.
Yeah. Well, should I try and reason with the guy? I mean, he's probably not going to be reasoned with. I mean, we need his eyes.
Hey, we need your eyes. Is that cool? Hope you're alright with that.
Yeah. Are you using them? Like,
Why would you use eyes again?
It's going to save us.
You intuitively
know we need
believe
it.
that bringing his eyes back to the witch will bring her back to life.
Oh, cool. I missed that part.
So, Pius, what you gonna do?
what am I going to do?
I start washing myself as I watch this unfold.
Can I try and sense his motive first before I do anything else?
You can try to work out what he's feeling, whether he's aggressive. You can't actually sense his motive using sense motive.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can certainly make a sense motive check to see what you think is going on here.
9 plus 3, 12.
It doesn't look like he's immediately going to try to smush you with the giant mace or the giant warhammer that he has on either shoulder. But you're not sure beyond that.
Is there anywhere in the room that's out of his reach? Is there like a light fixture or something?
This is a pretty standard room, and he has a very large warhammer. There probably isn't somewhere that he can't reach.
Mm-hmm.
You can fly up and land on the light fitting, but he could probably get to you anyway.
Cool. I'll do that just to be as far from the guy as possible.
All right. He watches you. Like, but you're not a natural animal. You're not a natural animal at all. You are cursed. He gets a monocle out of one pocket, puts it in his eye, and kind of stares at you. Like, now the question is, are you a cursed demon that's an owl so that it can't hurt people? Or are you cursed to be an owl in order to make life difficult for you? That's a very good question. I don't know that I can answer it. He goes round to his pack, keeping an eye on you, completely ignoring the rabbit, by the way, and digs in his pack whilst watching you and digs out a blanket. Are you just going to sit on the light fitting?
I think it's time for the scroll of speak languages.
You pull a scroll out from your backpack.
All right. Yep.
All right. You can cast the scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't need to worry about whether it's divine or arcane magic.
Yep.
So you can just use it, which gives you 10 minutes of being able to speak any human language that you know. What do you want to say?
Which is, common. Well, firstly, I'd be affronted at the insinuation that I was a demon, so that's definitely what Pius said over me. Sorry, I'm certainly not a demon. I am, in fact, a cleric of Athena.
Oh, you can talk. Could you always talk?
As of right now, and for the next 10 minutes, yeah.
Ah.
Ever since I acquired the ability at a young age.
Cleric of Athena, are you? Tell me one of her catechisms.
Indeed, and I'm about to ask you one of her catechisms.
You can make it.
To slap out people, whatever it's found.
You can make a knowledge religion check to convince him.
Cool, I would definitely do that. 18 plus knowledge religion plus nothing, so 18.
He's
Some cleric.
he's convinced.
Yeah, like I have it as an option, but
Yes, he's convinced. He like, oh, that's a terrible thing. Can I ask what you're doing in my room? I mean, did you know I was a curse breaker?
and might I rejoined by asking you why you cut off Magrin's head. What had she possibly done to you?
Aside from turn you into an owl.
Well, I'm sure she had a reason.
She is implicated.
She could be a difficult mother. But,
She's implicated in a string of child murders across the countryside. There have been children going missing. Some decades ago, we believe, she raises them to a certain age and then eats them. Also, she killed the king's favourite hound, and so he asked me to get rid of her.
I find this all very hard to believe. I mean, yes, she might have been stern, and she might have locked us away, and she might have sometimes withheld food and kept us contained for years and nay, decades at a time. But what else does a mother do?
I think you need to talk to someone. But broadly speaking, those are bad things that mothers don't do or shouldn't do.
Well, it's the first time hearing of it.
I'm gonna.
But either way, I've answered your question. I was hired to get rid of the witch. Why are you in my room?
I'm gonna start thumping my leg to get.
With a rabbit. Is the rabbit yours?
I'm gonna start.
It's your... You don't have familiars.
That is not right. It is my faithful companion.
I'm gonna start thumping my leg really loudly and say, "Bring up the curse breaker stuff and how we can do that."
Yes.
That feels relevant to our situation.
I was going to circle back. Yes. Do tell me more about this curse breaker title that you have, because as you see, I find myself, as does my friend, and as does other companions of mine, we find ourselves in a rather unenviable situation.
Well, it's a ritual to break a curse, you know? So we'd have to take you up to the temple and go through a cleansing, like fasting for a day, and then do the ritual. But we should be able to break your curse. Not too complicated. I mean, witch's curse is always a little bit complicated, but broadly, you just make the circle a bit thicker, use more chalk.
I must say that's wonderful to hear. I don't suppose you have any cookies on them.
I saw some nice market fairings in the market, but no, I'm trying to avoid sweets for my figure, you know.
Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad.
Now, just in case you haven't learned your lesson, I'm gonna say maybe bring up cost.
So, as a cleric of Athena and doing the very good works that I do, I would understand if you'd be willing to remove and lift my curse for a nominal discounted fee.
Well, curse breaking's what our order does. I mean, we'd probably expect you to do some work for the temple, come help wash dishes for a few days or something. But obviously, if you want to take up the path of a paladin of the vast and break curses for other people, we can do that too. We can train you up, but it's not the path for everybody. There's a lot of slaying of witches and being hunted down by abused familiars. Not as much of that last one as you might think. But, I mean, we can talk about where your skills lie and what you could do for the temple. How many of you are there? Is it just you?
Well, my friends might be nervous, obviously. There's several others. You'll forgive me if I don't tell you quite how many of us there are right now. But while as tempting as your order sounds, I'm afraid a dog cannot serve 2 masters, and I'm already sworn to a deity, no less than the great, the beautiful, and the marvelous Athena. I'm sure you've heard.
Oh, absolutely. The Order of the Vast doesn't worship a deity, though. We're just a order of paladins that break curses. We have multiple faiths within the order. Don't worry, we wouldn't ask you to give up your goddess.
Could I do a knowledge check to see if these on the up and up?
Yeah?
Yeah, I definitely want to think of how legit this guy seems.
So Miss Kaz, the magpie, you can go round and kind of listen in on the outside if you want, because the window is slightly open. You probably can't easily get into the room, but you can also stay where you are and hear what's going on. You can also hear that the 15-year-old has gone downstairs and is saying something to one of her parents down there. Kailu, you can kind of see underneath the door if you flatten yourself down a bit. And you can definitely hear under the door. You could try to get in if you wanted, with the danger that if you roll a 1, you'll get stuck under the door again.
Yeah, I think he's starting to worry that his friends haven't come in there, and he's like, all right, the only option is to just start blasting fiery rays underneath this door, so I'll sneak my way under. A 13 to try and get in?
Yeah, you can squish yourself down and get in under the door. Let's see if
Knock on the window.
Brother Alfred notices you. Brother Alfred does notice you. He turns around and lets out a startled squawk and takes a step away from the giant spider that just came in under the door. Like,
Can I hear the squawk? I'm going to knock on the window and start going.
You can definitely hear the squawk. So you want to be outside his window and tapping on it to get in? Okay. He looks at you, looks at the spider, looks at Pius, and just raises with this one eyebrow. Like, what is this?
I say,
no, go ahead.
I was just going to say,
My friend to ask you to open that window to let my friend in.
All right. You sure they're not a demon as well?
I'm as sure as I can be.
I'm going to mutter under my breath, in the sack, maybe.
He goes and opens up the window and lets the magpie in.
I land on the windowsill.
Carefully.
Keep the window open because I'm in the way now.
All right.
This is my fellow alien friend, Cass. This rabbit that you see, what do you think, lupine? This is my friend Lyricus, and this 8-legged beautiful creature is my friend Kaon.
Kailu.
That's your name. Kailu, thank you. And this is Kai.
Kailu slowly, decharges his hands that were lighting up with fire. Yeah, guy gives you a salute instead.
Which of the three of you are cursed, and which are just companions? We already discussed the rabbit. That's fine.
Maybe cursed.
I'll raise my hand.
Remember, Kaz, you can actually talk to him anyway.
Yeah, I'm saying that to him in comment, like, cursed.
Oh, you can also talk. Excellent. All right, 3 of you curse. That's a lot of cursing.
4.
Stop flapping my fingers, my feathers ago. It's about trying to count my fingers. I'm like, no.
Does he still think I'm a normal human being now? Does he not think I'm a normal human being now?
You've got a really, really good bluff check.
Yeah.
He still thinks you're a rabbit.
He's
convinced that you're just like their pet rabbit.
I'm gonna, if I can do like a quick commando roll into the space, a backflip, and then say "ta-da" in rabbit.
Oh, he's well trained, isn't he? I didn't see you give him any signals or commands at all. It's very impressive.
No,
I've never tried.
Tell
to train
him.
a rabbit.
Tell him.
What? I say that in English. In comment.
Tell him that I'm the legendary Lyricus Narc, the famed performer. Apparently, I've done my job too well here, or he's not that bright.
Why not both?
Which is concerning.
This is my friend, Lyricus Bright, and allegedly he's a great performer. I'm yet to see him perform, so I can't verify that personally. Frankly, his opinions on music are a bit suspect. And send him
the rabbit's cursed as well. He must have been cursed for a long time. He's almost completely rabbit. He had me completely fooled.
Well, Lyricus, would you play something on your harmonica? Would you demonstrate a legendary bard prowess?
Can I roll performance to blow on my harmonica?
Roll performance. Yep.
Oh.
See, wait, what? He'll show you.
I rolled a natural 1. This is not the time for that.
The harmonica's still full of water from the river.
How does this look? Are you holding it in your little rabbit paws?
Between my little rabbit paws, it's waterlogged state, and my general distemperament at this whole situation.
He pats you on the head and then, kind of hiding from you, gives Pius a thumbs up. It's like, very well trained.
Well, perhaps when you've removed his character, we can get an encore.
I am most displeased.
Right. It is now 9:20 on this side of the country and super late on the other side of the country. So I'm probably going to wrap it up there, unless there's any last thing that you want to do.
No, that sounds suitable. I think we can understand that we're amazing.
You head off with Brother Alfred the Cursebreaker the next day or the day after, and he takes you up to his temple in the mountains where they perform a ritual to turn you back into your human selves. Pius is unable to sleep until he takes the dragon some cookies. There is an attempt by some of the cultists to sneak into the room that night and kill Brother Alfred, but the four of you, plus your Wolverine, are all so twitchy, and Brother Alfred doesn't sleep heavily, so you wake up and the attempt is foiled. And you end up being turned back into your human selves and not bringing the witch back to life by bringing the witch hunter's eyes to her corpse. You would have had to bring her head back as well. So you weren't wrong that you needed her head.
See, I told you, it's just that innate feeling of what we had to do.
So I hope everyone enjoyed that.
It's great. I imagine this scene of Jackie Chan and myself web slinging throughout the forest. Just, really just making different kind of webs now. Just all from the other end. Shit stains everywhere.
Yeah.
It's great.
So shady.
I love it. I had to clarify that it was shit. And it's good. It's good. It's very late
Yes.
And Lucas shreds on his harmonica after he gets his body back.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to know how long were we. I want to know how long I was in animal form for, because am I 20 years out of date with all my knowledge now?
Probably not 20 years, but possibly as much as 10.
Oh. Well, I mean,
you have to go and get all the new music, all the new performance schedules. Some of the people who were your patrons aren't even alive anymore if they were particularly old.
Well, I guess the good thing is that I'm on retro and in again.
Yep. And you haven't aged for those 10 years. You turned back exactly to how you were when you were turned into, each of you, the particular animal that you were turned into. So it's not all bad.
Point, Lyricus doesn't age, so it's fine.
Cool. All right. Hope everybody had fun with that.
Thanks, everyone. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Cool. Night.
Bye.